Hi everyone, Phantom here from Phantom Reaper, and today we're doing part 4 of What If Izuku Became Kamen Rider Ryuki. Now, for those who haven't seen the last part, I'm gonna spoil it right here and now. Actually, what are you doing? If you haven't seen the last part, watch that one first before you start this one. Anyways, anyways, in the last part, Ochako died. Yeah, we killed Uraraka. I killed her. As a consequence for you guys not deciding who should be scissors. This is what happens. I will take care of the problem. Oh yeah, now Midoriya's depressed. Hooray! It's now been a week since what happened to Ochako, and the mood in the cafe has not been great. Tamaki is still relatively the same. He's already experienced what it feels like to lose someone, i.e. Nejire, so this doesn't really affect him as much. Melissa is still heartbroken at the news because, well, yes, she did lose her father. He's missing and not dead. Unlike Ochako, who won't be able to go back to her parents and do stuff a family would. But Midoriya's the most effective. He's always been more emotional, to say the least. And worst things worst, he just sits there in the top floor just blankly. A couple of times Drex, his contract monster, tries to attack him because it's hungry. Thankfully, Amakiji the first time was able to step in and protect him. The soon it started as one every 24 hours to every 8 hours to now every 3 hours. And Amakiji can't be always be there, so it's up to Melissa to make sure he's alright. He just looks so dead inside. And today was no different. In fact, she just had to stop Dragon, the big dragon dog. Because I've seen a lot of artwork with Shinji and his contract monster, and it's more like a pet relationship. I find it adorable. Anyways, she just had to stop another attempt. And as she's going down, she hears a knock on the door. And she opens it and goes, "Sorry, but we're closed for the week. Uh, I'm not here to get coffee. Ma'am, Detective Tsubasa. I was hoping to ask you some questions." Melissa freezes. And in her mind, she's thinking about the hundreds of possibilities of why the cops are here. Did they find out about the gadget she made without applying for registration? No, that would be in Island, where she never had to. Oh, why do you wish to ask questions, if I might ask? Uh, oh, right. I didn't mean to startle you. It's just I heard that Izuku Midoriya is here, and I wish to speak to him. You won't be able to get much out of him. He's just not been doing so great. Ah, I see. Would it be okay if I at least try to talk to him? Alright, come inside. He should be upstairs. Thank you. We didn't see Midoriya just looking down on the table, just not even thinking. Just his brain has done a full shutdown. But when he, but then he hears a voice that he thinks he recognizes. Excuse me, are you Izuku Midoriya? He doesn't respond, but he just moves his eyes to see it's Detective Tsubasa. Tsukasa. I'm calling him Tsubasa. And he recognizes him from the fact that he was there when Akito died. It's almost as if fate is saying, every time someone you care about dies, the detective appears. I see I've caught you at a bad time, but I was hoping to ask you some questions. Midoriya just doesn't respond, but just gives a slight nod. Okay. As you are aware, Ochako Uraka had passed due to mysterious circumstances. I did, however, realize that this was similar to the case with your dying friend. We also tried to check her phone to see if there was any contacts, but the most recent one was her father, and he is not a suspect. I can assure. That part confuses Midoriya, because they should have found out about the fact that he contacted her, or if that she had his contacts. So, was there anything else he wanted to bring up? What did the detective want? I'm sure you may have seen the sports festival and the unique item she had. We noticed it wasn't on her person at all. So we may believe that that item may be involved in this case. Although, it is strange now that I think about it. Tsubasa then proceeds to babble on a bit about some smaller details that aren't too important, and then he proceeds to leave. Oh, that reminds me. All wanted to offer you his apologies for what he said. This statement widens Midoriya's eyes. He then turns to look at him. I'm aware of, well, his limit. Let's just say it was an accident. Has he told her? Tsubasa turns and looks at Midoriya, confused. Pardon? He knows Melissa from a young age, and he also knows David. Did he tell them about it? His eyes widen at the realization. That girl was Melissa Shield, daughter of David Shield, who went missing. And now things are starting to not make sense. Why does Midoriya know this person? Or is it a coincidence that they know each other? I'm not sure. I'll ask him. Uh, one more thing. Tell all my not Tell him not to worry. I will. Have a nice day. And with that, Tsubasa leaves. And while that's going on, Midoriya hears the ringing noise and is expecting Dragazar to attack him again, but this time it's the voice. An event will be held. Come to the Camino district. And before any of you think, no, the final fight is not happening this soon, I just couldn't think of it. Any district. When Midoriya hears this, he just starts walking. Not Just randomly. Melissa seeing this tries to stop him, but the best she can do was slide his deck into his pocket and hope that he's fine at least. She quickly tries to contact Tamaki, who's doing his internship. And when he gets the call, he knows what he has to do because he also received that message. Thankfully, though, Fat Gum is a very generous fella. Let him take the break. Let him take leave early to check on his friend. He's been helping Tamaki with some tips. We all love Fat Gum. All aboard the Fat Gum Express. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Anyways, Tamaki is quickly making his way to where Izuku most likely is going, the Kamino district. And Melissa's doing her best to follow him. Soon when they arrive at Kamino, not the planet. I just realized that the place is in. Oh my god. It took me months to realize this, but cities in MHA are named after Star Wars things. I could have just named name one of them Dagobah. No wait, no. That's already been named. Screw it. The city's going to his Coruscant. He's going to Coruscant, everyone. Anyways. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. As soon as he arrives, Tamaki sees Midoriya. And then sees Dragzar try to attack him. But Darkwing just swoops in and just smacks him. Midoriya, are you okay? Silence. Okay, Tamaki. It's nothing too major. Just comforting your friend. Yeah, you can do this. You can do this. Just say what Facum told you. Potato. I wanna die. Eh? Apologies. Uh, are you feeling better? It's not your fault. I don't know how many people told you this, but it's not your fault. If there's one thing I learned about being a hero is that life is unfair. When in my second year, during my internship, there was a fire that happened. I tried my best to help, but the building collapsed and it killed 2 people and a psychic. I was devastated. I felt I should have been able to do more. I felt like I should have been doing the best I can. Midoriya looks at Tamaki and then says, How did you deal with it? I had good friends. Mirio would always check up on me, making sure I was fine, bringing me snacks. Nezure would just do an emergency hug, which ended up with me landing in the emergency room for a few days. Jesus. If you didn't know her quirk beforehand, you would have guessed she had a super strength quirk. I don't have Akito. I don't have friend. You have me, Melissa, and maybe Fat Gum. Somewhere, Fat Gum feels as if he's been attacked. Fat Gum, are you okay? You're not suffering a heart attack, are you? How many times do I have to tell you I'm immune to those? I just felt as if someone was throwing me shade. Is that how you kids say it? Oh my god, sir, please stop. Look, you're not gonna feel better right away. But what I do know is, with time, it will heal. Even though you may not be trained to be a hero, you can't forget why you're doing this. Right. Find out to stop all of this and find out what happened to Akito. Do you feel better? Slightly. Okay. Well, we better make it over to where the event is. Ready? Midoriya then shakily holds his card deck before shakily say, ready. Henshin! Henshin! I don't know why I said that, but I'm just struggling a lot with how to structure this. I may need I don't know. It's just been a rough week. Anyways, as soon as Knight and Ryuki enter, they see what looks like a fighting ring in the mirror world. Well, more like a cage. You just and if you guys can get the reference, then you'll probably understand. There they see Knight. There they see Scissors and Zonda. Midoriya is tense seeing Zonda, cause you know what happened. And there's Scissors there being egotistical as always. Oh look! Dummy 1 and Dummy 2 finally showed up. How have you been? It's been so long. You know, after that whole poor accident. Shut your mouth. We're here for this event. Nothing more, nothing less. Ah, it's as if you all hate me. If anything, you should hate that guy over there. He's been doing nothing but standing still for 1 hour. It's freaking me out. Well, it looks like we've have all the participants here. They all turn to see another Kamen Rider. This time with a more light blue aesthetic. I am your administrator for this event. I am Abyss. Oh, Ryuki. I did not realize you were also being forced to participate. Right. Oh, makes sense. The higher-ups don't tell us anything. Thought you would be out of commission after what happened. Wouldn't be surprised if you lost some brain cells afterwards. Anyways, as some of you are aware, you may have realized this now, but you all four were picked because you were all there when the femme died. And since her deck wasn't destroyed by some miracle, this event will be unique. Across this entire city are the cards that were from her deck. You are to find them and bring them back. If you somehow manage to get all the cards, you will be able to get her deck as well. You know, to give to someone, since we did not expect her to pass away so early. So says the higher-ups. Both, everyone tenses at this. Dai and Ryuki as well, because of the information they received. One, Ochako was not supposed to die that early. And two, someone else could be join in this game and not realize it. Now, Knight and Ryuki now realize they can't let this go on. They have to get the cards and make sure no one gets all 5. Which is gonna be difficult because Zonda is pretty powerful and Scissors is Scissors. He's still alive somehow. We don't know how. Now, before any of you think this will be easy, it won't. Across this entire city, each card is guarded by a mirror monster. But if that's not hard enough, Fem's contract monster is also out here, and will attack anyone they see. Anyways, if you can get your card and bring it back here, you can keep it. You can also take some from others, but there will be no killing in this event. Now, with all that said and done, good day. And then they see Abyss just leave just like that. He's not gonna observe? Most likely from a distance. Wait, we have to go now. You go that way, I go this way. Right. But Knight and Ryuki split up, while Zonda and Scissors also just go and do their own thing. Now, as Midoriya is running through the city, he's trying his best to find out where he can find one of the cards. And so far, it's not looking so good for him due to the fact how big this city is. He's thinking about summoning his contract monster to try and ride him, but that's probably not a good idea considering the fact that it's very hungry and very angry at him. But just as he's about to take a left turn, he's suddenly attacked by another monster. This one looks like a humanoid mantis with sword-like hands. Quickly, Midoriya pulls out a card and then activates his sword bento. And as soon as the sword appears, Midoriya, Ryuki, god damn it, I have to remember that, quickly charges at the sword monster, at the mantis monster. And this thing puts up a pretty good fight. And Midoriya has to cycle through a guard vent and what other cards? And a strike vent to at least take it down. After doing so, Dragazor just eats the essence that pops out of him. And Midoriya quickly goes in the direction it came from, and then sees what looks like Fem's Advent Monster card. Quickly, he takes it and begins running into another direction, hoping to at least find another of the card. But as he's doing so, a huge blast erupts near him, and then he realizes Zonda is nearby, and most likely knows he has the card. Quickly deciding what to do, Midoriya decides to stay out of his line of sight as best as he can and go back to the cage area to at least claim the card. It's not a pretty moment. Lots of explosions are happening, and in the distance, Scissors is just already has 3 cards. Those being Fem's Final Vent, Sword Vent, and Guard Vent. And those were the cards she used, but apart from Final Vent. But what could have been the last card? He doesn't know, but as soon as he's trying to walk away, he's ambushed by Knight. Gah! Ew. Looks like you want some prize. Well, too bad. They're mine. And in response to this, Scissors activates his Adobento and summons Volcancer to distract Knight. But this time, Knight is prepared. Cause he just summons Dark. Cause he activates an
アドベント
to summon Darkwing and fight Volcancer instead. Scissors, now on the run, is laughing to himself thinking, "Oh, I got more prizes for my collection." Although, where is that Green Rider anyway? But before he could continue thinking, he gets drop kicked by Knight. Oh, you little. What? He then sees on the ground that he dropped his cards. And soon he and Knight begin to clash. And it soon devolves into a fight of just grabbing whatever card they can and then trying to grab it back from the other. And this continues on for a while until they both end up near the cage where they both stop after hearing hearing Ryuki screaming and being followed by a large barrage of explosions. Realizing that Zonda is after him, they also see that he has a card, and Scissors, deciding to try and use this to take it, quickly runs to him, but before he can, Knight just grabs his leg and yells. Actually, no, he doesn't yell. He just like you stood still. You let go of me, you peasant. And just then, Ryuki manages to reach the cage, and then Abyss makes an announcement. Ryuki has claimed the Advent card. I never want to do that again. He then passes out. Using the fact that Knight was distracted, Scissors grabs the 3 cards and rushes to the cage. Scissors has gained Sword, Final, and Guard Vent. At least I have something. It could be useful. And before Knight can do anything, Zonda shows up, but just walks to the cage. Zonda has claimed a piece of the Survive card. That statement shocks the other 3. Fem had a Survive card. And Knight notices it's blue like the one he was given. But before they can do anything, Abyss shows up. Okay, that was uneventful and pointless. Now, the 3 out of 4 of you have at least 1 card. However, a heads up, the Survive card will not count out to the whole needing all cards to fill the deck. That was left out. Well, at least I got something. Also, unless you have the Advent card, you won't be able to use the final event one without it going wild. This causes Scissors to just look at Knight, at Ryuki, but they all realize he's not there. A notification went off. Where did he go? What the? Doesn't look like he left. Unless... Okay, nothing to worry about, just the mirror world acting up and sending him somewhere else in God knows Japan. Should be fine. What do you mean, should be fine? He should be fine. After all, he has a deck with him. And as long as he finds a reflective surface, he can still use it, remember? Anyways, you all get out of here. I'm not gonna babysit you all. Or that Abyss leaves. Scissors does as well. And before Knight leaves, he hears Zonda mention something. This doesn't happen. This is the first time I've seen something like this. Knight thinks he's talking about the card, but in reality, he's talking about Ryuki ended up somewhere else. But anyways, let's see what Melissa's doing. We see that she is doing her best to find where Midoriya went, but then she sees what looks like scissors leaving. And when he does, she sees him de-transform. And then she realizes he looks a lot like like a certain. Actually, wait, she doesn't realize what she looks like, but she quickly takes a picture and runs off. Before Scissors could notice anything. And we cut to Hoso City. Yep, it's that time. We see Midoriya leave the mirror world and he then realizes, this isn't where I came from. And then he realizes it's quite late, and after a while, after looking around his surroundings, he realizes it's Hosu City. How did I end up in Hosu? No matter. He then looks at the advent card he has and just puts it back in his pocket. He then notices another card and then realizes it's the same one Akito gave him. Ironic, isn't it? He then decides to try and get to the nearest station. But that's when he sees a train being hit by the Nomu. And before anything could get worse, the hero Jetpack, Airjet, you know him, shows up and begins engaging with the thing. Quickly deciding to evacuate, Midoriya runs, but then he hears someone shout the name. Ida! Jenny! Ida! Ida, where are you? He quickly turns and recognizes Manuel, known for his ability to control water. God, why wasn't there any more water power heroes? I know there's one that has the head of a lion. That one was the most. His name is Red Dot as well. I think he has a head of a lion. Midoriya then remembers the internships going on. Then he also remembers Ingenium being attacked, and also remembers is that the Ida family is a generation of heroes. He has a lot more time to brush up on his notes. He also realizes that there might be a chance Stain shows up. And as he's running, he enters a nearby alleyway, but before he continues, he hears what seems to be fighting. Quickly turning, he sees Ida engaging with Stain. For your crimes against all of Hero Society, I shall bring you to justice. Justice? Like you can talk about justice, you fake. You're just the same. You dare compare my brother to a fake. He is a real hero. And you have already lost. And with that, Stain quickly slashes at Ida and then licks the knife, causing him to be paralyzed. And Midoriya's tensed up, like, sure he fights monsters, but Stain is something different. But what can he do? Last time he tried to do something, it ended up with someone's death. He can't just leave Ida there. He could try to get a hero, but it'll be too late. And he can't just stop Stain on his own. He starts doubting. Maybe I should have let it eat me. But then he remembers what Tamaki said to him. Remember, remember why you're doing this. And he realizes, I want to stop the right of war and save everyone. But why stop? But saving everyone means also saving people in need. I'm not gonna let him hurt him. Anyways, just as Stain is about to stab Ida, he's quickly his attack is quickly blocked. Angered, he begins to look up to see who attacked him, and then sees some dude wearing armor. Another fake? No. A Kamen Rider. Quickly, Midoriya launches a huge slash, causing Stain to jump back. He has armor, so I can't pierce him. Don't really have much. Should probably go for the exposed joints. What are you doing here? Are you another? Are you a vigilante? No, just someone who wishes to help. Ida then looks at his belt and notices a card deck. It's the same one Uraraka. Did you do something? I'm sorry I wasn't able to save your classmate from him. Who did the... I can't explain everything now. But know this. The moment she accepted that deck, she unknowingly entered something too dangerous. We tried to help her. But... Oh, stop with the monologuing! Stain then quickly tries to slash at his exposed parts, i.e. the red parts, but then it's thick enough that he can't really cut through it. Looks like I'll have to try pierce him. This exchange continues for a bit, where Stain is giving Midoriya a challenge. However, Midoriya with his guard vent and sword vent is doing relatively well. And Ida's looking at him. This person knows something about what happened to Ochako. And here he is, lying on the ground, not being able to do anything. Tell me, Ingenium, is it? It's Ida. Why are you seeking revenge for someone who hasn't died? This monster destroyed my brother, taking away his to walk, taking his ability to be a hero. And you think he would like to see you throw your life away for someone who's still alive? If you want to get revenge on this person who caused Uraraka to be in the mess to be in the thing she wasn't supposed to be in. What thing? I can't say. God, he just doesn't stop. You fakes are all the same. You make that right. I may not be a hero. I let someone die in front of me because I wasn't good enough. But, that doesn't mean I'm gonna let anyone else die anymore.
Advento.
Ida's eyes widen a bit because he hadn't heard of that card before. It's most likely Uraraka had it, but never got a chance to use it. However, just then, a huge dragon bursts out from a mirror, and then just attacks Stain. Oh yeah, that's mine. Did she? Yeah. Here's her card. Why do you have that? Long story. Vent. If all the one got this. Oh wait, you can move. I can. I think. Oh my God, he's up high. What the? Oh, my goodness. They are what they currently see it is dragons are just with stain in its mouth, just trashing about high enough that no one can realize it's there. But just then, Midoriya just decides to call him back, but unknown. But in doing so, causes it to drop Stain, and the two are panicking. But then Stain just lands on the same fly in Nomu, and then that softens his landing. Oh, that was eventful. Great. Okay. Can I ask you something? Please keep whatever happened a secret. What do you mean? I have reason to suspect that one of the writers, those who was involved in your classmate's death, has the ability to enter UA. What? What makes you think that? I can't say, but just know this. Recently, I was in Coruscant, but then I ended up here for some unknown reason. But what I was doing so was related to the cards in her deck. I have one of them, but the other right, but the writer I'm talking about has the other tree needed to make it full again. Why are you telling me this? You at least deserve to know what happened. But if he gets the other one, another person will would be forced to join this, or not. I can't let that happen. So please, just if anything, just mention it was a. Just don't mention me, okay? Right. Wait, I never got your name. I'm Ryuki. Kamen Rider Ryuki. And if you're wondering, your classmate's rider name was Fem. A bit on the nose, don't you think? I wasn't the one that made this. Okay, I gotta get out of here. Bye. And with that, Ryuki leaves. Ida is then brought in for questioning, like, about what happened. Ida then said is that he was engaged in stay against Stain, but then suddenly he and how some he was paralyzed, but he doesn't really want to talk about the rest of what happened because he was ashamed of his actions. Tensei gives him an earful, but is glad he's alright. And we see Tamaki pacing back and forth in a cafe in the morning. He went out to get some coffees. He's, well, not more like pacing back and forth, more like just worried. Because Midori, they haven't heard anything from Midoriya. And worst off, it turns out the dummy left his phone in the place at the cafe. And Melissa had to lie to his mother saying he was currently asleep, but he's showing signs of getting better. And while he's panicking, he overhears something. From what I can tell, the path you're going on is a dangerous path. If you continue your actions, I'm afraid you won't live for much long. So just like that, I'm destined to just die. Sorry for bothering you then. Tamaki turns to see what sees a young office worker talking to someone he recognizes from the sports festival, Ibara Shiozaki, or Ibara. He doesn't understand, he doesn't have the full context of what's happening, but it looks like the man was asking for advice. But here is one thing I can tell you. Your fate is not set. You can change it. But aren't I destined for this? The Lord would not have granted us the ability to think if he did not want us the ability to change our own destinies. I see. Thank you. And with that, the man leaves. And Ibaru then goes to the cafe and sits on a chair near Tamaki and places an order for just a simple orange juice. But then she notices Tamaki just glancing at her for a moment, and then she decides to go to his chair. You've been glancing at me. Are you a lost lamb who wishes for guidance? I work. I do priest work at my local church, if you're wondering. Oh, I see. You seem worried. I am. Considering the fact you're putting salt in your coffee and sugar on your toast, I can. I do believe I have the right to say that. Mm, it's alright. It's hot. Do you wish to talk about it? A friend of mine is just up and disappeared. Hasn't been doing so great. I see. Makes sense. It's not easy for a writer to see someone die. Yeah. Wait. With that, Tamaki quickly gets defensive and thinking that Ibara is most likely Zonda or Scissors. But then she just pulls out a different deck. You seem tense. Do not worry, I do not wish to harm you. Apologies, it's just I figured you were the other two. I see. I was there when it happened. I'm sorry I wasn't able to prevent more deaths in this war. You know, you're just like him. Hmm? My friend. I assume he's not the green or orange one. No. But you, however, you seem to have something else on your mind. You're hesitant about something. You're hesitant to kill someone. Tamaki's eyes widen at the statement. What? What? You feel as if you want to win this war to save someone, but at the same time, you also don't want to end the life of someone you know. I assume that would be the red one, correct? Ryuki. And yes. I may I ask you a bold request? I wish to engage in combat with you. Shouldn't priests be avoiding all that? I may be a pacifist, but that doesn't mean I won't pacifist. Eh? Maybe this could help you clear your mind. After all, activities do help. With that statement, the two go after finishing their orders, go to a nearby area, and then enter the mirror world. I never did get your name. I am Kamen Rider Knight. You? Raya. Now, let's begin. Swing bento. This ends up giving Raya a whip, which she then uses to attack Knight. Knight retaliates by just activating his sword bento. And I'm gonna just keep it real with you all. This fight is just the same as what happened in the show. And I don't feel like trying to repeat all of that. But I will include a little moment at the end. Just as Raya was about to finish night off with her final vent, with her final vent attack, Knight ends up side dodging and then just stabbing Raya in her side, knocking her out. Thinking she's done, he then walks away, but his left hand is quickly whipped by Raya, like it's captured, you know? Just like in the title. You still have fight in you? No. Just wanted to ask you something. Is your mind clear? I'll take that as a no. But I wish to know. What are you fighting for? That's none of your concern. Does your friend know? I'll take your silence as a maybe. A possibility. Soon they leave the mirror world, and just as Tamaki's about to leave, Ibarra asks him if they can continue their conversation. Tamaki's saying to hop on the bike, but Ibarra says it's fine, she has a scooter. What? You have a scooter. I do enjoy it. It's quite nice. It was a gift from my father before he passed. I see. Sorry for your loss. Quite alright. I was only 6 when it happened. Wait, you had a scooter since you were 6? Yes. And for all of you wondering, it's like one of those motor scooters you see in Super Mario Odyssey that you can ride. God, I want one of those. As soon as they arrive to the cafe, they hear a commotion. You mean you took down Stain? Just like that? Yeah, I did. I'm just glad you're feeling better, Midoriya. Tamaki, hearing this, just runs in and kicks the door open. Tamaki, the door! I'll pay for it. Where were you? Tamaki, hi. Uh, who's that? So, either one of you must... So, I'm gonna assume one of you is Ryuki. Relax, she's not either of those two. Oh, I would happen to be Ryuki. Wait, you're Ibarra. You did well in the sports festival. I did. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you all. What? It's okay. I do blame myself. I wish to end this war, to stop them the riders from fighting. You too? Huh. Well, it's good to have more allies. Wait, that doesn't explain where you went. I ended up in Hosu. And he fought Stain! Stain! Wait, what? Wait, what? They both say that. Yeah, he was about to kill Tenya Ida, and I couldn't let that happen. I did use Dragzar, and he ended up dropping him from real high. Apparently, the news has stated he's broken an arm. Okay. Oh, how about I get you guys something to eat? We were at another cafe. Tamaki, how could you do this to me? You betrayed me. I'm melting. Melting. Ah, please stop it. You're embarrassing me. Just as they were all about to have chat and stuff, they hear the mirror world acting up. No, not it. Oh no, not him. Hmm? Please, God, not be him. It's your boy! Wait. Oh, I just wanted to pop in, say hello. Oh, that's... Guys, I know who Scissors is. Eh? Wait, you do? Here's a picture. Melissa quickly shows the picture, and Ibarra goes pale. Monoma? Oh, you little... Looks like I'll have to deal with you. You won't. Hmm? What are you going to do? Let someone die again? You know him? Classmate. Hates 1A a lot and has a huge ego. His quirk lets him copy other quirks. Working with the enemy? Oh, Ibarra, how could you do this to me? Wait. How are you calm? She just flashes his rider deck. You little... Okay. Remain calm. After all, there were some advantages I've had. Being able to knock 1A down the peg certainly helped. Don't you feel remorse for what happened to your classmate? Oh, please. I wouldn't associate myself with 1A filth. You're a sick man. And you all still love me. Cricket noises. Tough crowd. Either way, watch yourselves for now. But before he can leave, Midoriya speaks up. I have a proposal. You, me, the docks. You win, you get what you're missing. Midoriya, what do you think you're doing? Shutting him up. Let me think. Why the hell not? Bring all of you here. I could get rid of so many problems so easily. Ta-ta. And then after he's done, Midoriya quickly begins to head to the docks. Are you crazy? No. But I can't let him talk about people like that. He reminds me too much of Bakugo. I assume you have history with him? My bully. I see. Why did he... If you don't mind me... Because I was quirkless, okay? There. And? You... Need I remind you that being quirkless is a lot more impressive. That statement kind of shocks the people in the room, because they did not expect Ibarra to say that. Granted, they don't know her well. With my quirk, I can't be near an open source of fire. But you can, with only minor problems. A quirk gives a person a limit. Quirkless people don't have that limit. You're starting to sound a lot like him. Either way, I gotta do this. Alright. But he has extra cards. But he can't use the final event one. Are you gonna... No. I'm not gonna use the advent one. Has some risks. He could possibly take it. Melissa, stay safe, okay? Right, I will. Good luck, you three. And with that, the three of them head to the docks. And there they see Monoma just lying on a car, just posing. Is he always like this? Unfortunately, Yes. So you've come for your demise. Well, no time to waste. Hop in! Eh. I meant the mirror, you idiots! We knew that. I didn't. I was more confused about why he was posing like he was going to do a photo shoot. You really think I could pull it off? No. Your attitude's horrible. You may be an ally of mine, but I'd expect mercy for working with my enemies. As that said, they all enter the mirror world. And as soon as they do, Scissors is nowhere to be found. Did he just leave? Wait, do you think he's going after? Ah! Just then, Volcatsu just bursts through a wall and then just grabs Ryuki and then just tosses him into some nearby crates. Knight gives a signal to Raya to go help him while he stays guard to deal with Scissors. Meanwhile, Scissors activates a
strike bento
and then comes out from his hiding place to try and bait Knight into a trap of his. Knight, seeing him, quickly activates a
sword bento
and charges at him. And just when he gets in reach, Scissors cuts the rope and causes some crates to fall on him. Before it can hit, Raya's contract monster pushes him out the way. And Scissors is like, "Urgh, I should have not done a trail one. No matter." He then charges at Knight, but he's having a difficult time because Eviler, Flying Stingray, is just causing him a lot of problems. Meanwhile, back with the others, Izuku has a strike venta equipped, and so does Raya via copy venta. And they're doing pretty well. They're able to at least hold up for cancer for a bit. However, soon the group's fighting is taken outside, where now that they don't have to, now deciding it would be a good time to end it now, Ryuki pulls out his
final bento
and both he and Raya launch Dragazar at Volcancer, destroying it for good. Scissors seeing this goes, "No!" Oh wait, I don't care. But then he just gets decked in the face by Knight, causing him to step back a bit. You are a parasite, you know that? I take that as a compliment. No matter. Quickly, Scissors pulls out the other two cards. Those being Fem's ones. But before he can do that, a gunshot is heard. And wherever it comes from, it hits Scissors in the waist. Everyone turns to see Zonda, just standing up there. But before they can do anything, they hear cracking noises. They all turn to see Scissors' belt is being cracked. It's breaking. No. And just then, all the pieces, it shatters into pieces. No. I Volcatsu. Please don't eat me. And the group is horrified to see what's happening. Volcatsu just turned on its master and is now eating him. Head is horrified. Wait, that's what happened when our deck gets destroyed? I never thought I'd see. That answers one of my questions. But before they can, Volcancer can, well, attack them, it gets blasted by Zonda. They all turn to look at him getting into a fight and stance, and he goes, "You're welcome," and then just leaves. That was odd. Soon Midoriya then goes and sees that the only cards left are Fem's ones. So he just takes them with him. And then he hears something. Ryuki has collected all of the cards. A new Fem deck has been created. They do then see the deck itself and I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways, we'll cut back to them later. We're now cutting to Zonda. We see Zonda exiting the mirror world, and he then transforms. He then goes to a random building and unlocks the door, and then enters. Well, look at what you have to deal with. One less problem, but more questions. I thought we can only exit through where we originally came from. Does the mirror world do something else? This is odd. Odd indeed. The person then takes out a book and then places some of his cards down and then looks over his notes. What ever happened to you? I don't understand. What was the point of this experiment? He then gets a call on the burner phone and he answers. Moshi Moshi? I mean, yellow. Is this Mustard by any chance? How did you get this number? I simply want to talk and ask you some questions. Nothing more, nothing less. You want me for something. You could say. Go on. We cut back to the cafe where we soon see Izuku and Tamaki. Ibara herself has left to go home. And just when they get in there, they see a police car. Midoriya then tells Tamaki to wait outside and in case something happens. He then enters and he sees All Might. He sees Justin as soon as he walks in. He sees All Might de-transform, and also Tsukasa and Melissa. And needless to say, there's a screaming match. As soon as everyone calms down, Melissa then realizes Midoriya walked in and saw this. Midoriya, whatever you saw, keep it a secret. I already know. Eh? It was accidental. He found out about my secret. You found out before me? Oh, go on, mate. I'm your niece. How could you do this to me? And Melissa's eyes begin watering. Don't cry, don't cry. Consider this even for not letting me know about what happened. This even for not letting me know why David hasn't been talking to me for a while. Oh. I'm not gonna force you, Melissa. If you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But know this. If you ever need help, just remember. He then buffs up. I am here! My mouth. Well, good day to you all. And then Tsukasa and then All Might leave. and Tamaki then walks in because he just went to the store to get something, a snack. So, what's going on? Apparently, All Might's agent wanted to ask about why David hasn't been in. My dad hasn't been in contact. I see. So, how'd it go? Well, how do we? Since this is dead, and now we have a fem deck. Eh? Midori, no, Xander shot his deck, and his contract monster ate him. Oh, oh. Is it bad that I don't miss him? Well, you didn't necessarily try to save him, so maybe that's the reason. Yum. This is good meatball. Hey, wait, you haven't that? What do you plan on doing with it? Well, I was thinking maybe we can store it and make sure no one else enters this. I was thinking maybe get help, but then I remembered that would mean there can only be one winner, but I do want to help, so I could. Absolutely not. Why not? Melissa, I can't let you go into harm's way. You are probably one of our only sources of information about what happened to your father. Putting you in harm's way would risk that. Oh, so I'm just an information box. I didn't mean it like that. Oh, it's fine. I got a bit excited. Anyways, who wants tacos? And that's where we're gonna leave it off. Strange chapter, I know. Not much has actually happened. Mainly because I don't know what. I was struggling a lot with this one. I don't know. It's just. This chapter, this what if episode has just not been. It doesn't feel like I'm putting my effort into it. Anyways, but Nato is dead. Mustard and Ibar are Kamen riders. And, yeah. And you guys can. And regarding the Fem deck, if you guys want, I can add Fem back, but you know how it's gonna be. Anyways, I apologize if this one hasn't been good. Since college has started up, I just don't have much free time to do stuff. So I don't really have much creative liberties. I have gotten some time to watch Zets and some episodes of Build. By some, I mean all. I've watched quite a lot. So maybe to help me freshen up my mind, I might do a what if Deku was Kamen Rider Cross Z. I've gotten to the episode where he gets where he gets the slot, his jelly, you know, the jelly form, the first dragon jelly, you know, that. So maybe I can do something like that. Or maybe I can do a custom Kamen Rider to help freshen up my head. Next episode, however, will include the training camp and the Camino Ward. And let's just say, someone is gonna show up. And I'm probably gonna do my best to make it long. Also, if you catch the reference in the videos, please let me know. Anyways, good day.
アドベント、アドベント、アドベント、アドベント、アドベント。